with Peef Rimgar and our newly crowned RO, unfortunately, Bhris Brown. Who...
It's too much pressure, man.
You need pressure.
Yeah.
We have a room full of idiots. You know how hard it is to not blacklist everybody?
Anything I feel on a daily basis when I go into that room and I just see people talking about the dumbest shit, and I'm just sitting here like, man, like, I should just revert the room back to what it was with like 5 people watching a wrestling show together talking about nothing. It's like
Just
like a very
go drag up Crush and Defeat's corpse. Go drag up Jen of the Gale's corpse. Get them to be active.
yeah.
It works.
Get everybody else, and then it'll just be like it used to. Well, at that point, I mean, actually, the room was pretty good. It's just that like it was carried by like 5 of us.
Yeah, it wasn't very active. Like when I remember the good old private room days of like 12 people max.
I remember before when the room was still private, and I think I wasn't there that night, but I had heard that like there were like 60 or 70 people in the room for like Survivor Series 2014 or something like that, or 2015. I don't remember which one it was. 2015 it would have been. Yeah, and I just heard that there were a shitload of people in the room, and I'm just like, wait, really? Because like
Ruby at that point was really active and was inviting like everyone he knew, even if he didn't know if they'd watch wrestling. Like, he knew me from OMs, and then he invited me out of the blue, and I just happened to watch wrestling before. And then that's when I started watching again.
Okay, because I found it weird because at that point I think we had like a regular crowd of like maybe 20, 25 people in the room, which I thought was like really, really good. And then we had just tripled that for a pay-per-view, and I'm just like stunned and also pissed off because I was like, I think I was like working that night or something. Like, oh man, I wish I was there watching the show, one of the two. But yeah, it was crazy. All right.
I still like the room today. We did a lot of we made up for lost time today apparently because we did 5 promos today.
Yeah, I love the state of the room today. Like, yeah, we've got a bunch of weirdos, but like wrestling fans in general are weirdos, so I don't really care.
You unmuted cancer.
Let's not get into that here, Bhris.
Wah.
Not unmuted.
This man's been RO for like 5 seconds, and he's already complaining like he's a grizzled young vet or something.
I am a grizzled young vet.
Well, I've been here since day one, and I don't have half the complaints that you do.
I mean, it comes with the territory. It's just cool to hate me.
Yeah, I mean, it's been cool to hate you since you joined the room.
Yeah.
I mean, it might have to do with the fact that your name is really fucking weird, but...
Bhris Brown. And you sign it on actual letters that you send for work.
I did it once by accident.
It's still funny. It's still a stupid thing to do.
Is your last name Brown?
No.
Then that makes it even weirder. Like, I can understand if your last name was Brown and you've just kind of like had a quick mix-up, but like it's like not even close to your name.
Bhris, right. What if you sent it to like a women's shelter too, and you made your name Bhris Brown?
No. I told people why I called myself Bhris Brown though.
I assumed it was supposed to be like Chris Brown, but you're a blood, so it's Bhris Brown.
No, I was watching South Park, and I was watching the episode where they were giving Ike his circumcision. So I was like, okay, I'm bored. Let me just go hop on Showdown. Bhris. I'm not gonna call myself Bhris. So then I had to find something else to go with it. And I was like, why not Bhris Brown?
Wait, stop. How did we get from a circumcision to you being called Bhris Brown?
Because
I don't understand that point A to point B.
You named yourself after circumcision? Dear God, why did you promote this guy?
That's also how you build that kind of Bhris.
I mean, that's what you call a Bhris when you cut the head.
Yes, but it's not BHRIS.
But it doesn't look right, BRIS.
You should just name yourself Circumcised or Circumcision at that rate. Like, Jesus.
I think circumcision is taken. Circumcision. I spelled it wrong.
Or maybe you just name yourself Foreskin and get it over with. Alright, so...
Wait, is that taken?
Let's talk about...
Yes, it's taken. Why would it not be taken?
Dear
Force.
God.
God damn it.
So I'll deal with that nuisance in the background in a minute. But for now, I just want to go over the things we are going to talk about this week. So we've got Great Balls of Fire. That happened. That's something we have to talk about. Some of you apparently liked it, but we'll get to that in a bit. We're also going to touch on Raw and SmackDown for this week. I don't want to go into too much detail on them because they're both kind of bad. And, of course, we'll be getting to the mailbox because that's something we haven't done in a while. So shut up!
I'm dying at this cat, dude. It's the funniest fucking thing.
Alright, so I'm going to open up Great Balls of Fire discussion, and then you two can start talking about the opening match while... Well, you guys can talk about the pre-show, actually, because I didn't watch the pre-show match.
I never
woke
watched
up
the
too late.
pre-show. Who watches the pre-show?
I watched the match.
Apparently, the match was one of the best shows on the card. So
Oh, it's
apparently that's what we're talking about.
Tawalza match. Okay,
Yeah.
I saw it. Okay, yeah,
Okay,
I did.
so Great Balls of Fire, Cruiserweight match. Go. I'll deal with my cat.
It happened.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have a lot to say about it because, I mean, it was good, but the finish was dog shit, really. I don't know why they did it, but
I told you it wasn't
impressive.
a one and done.
I mean, I never said it was a one and done.
I could have sworn we had this conversation.
I think something else will happen with it. There's no way that Tozawa doesn't get the title at some point. I think it'd be kind of silly for him to.
I don't know about
go
that. I think they want Neville to hold this title for the rest of time at this point.
It feels like it. It really does. But I think Tozawa definitely needs it at some point. I don't know. There's just something about him to me that screams Cruiserweight champion.
True.
Roster.
Yeah, but if they didn't give it to Austin Aries, I don't think they'll give it to Tawalza.
Well, Austin Aries was also kind of a pain in the ass to deal with.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Tozawa, from what I've heard, is just like a really nice guy, and Aries, we've known, is a douchebag for years.
Self-admittedly, he is a douchebag. This is not us calling anyone out.
Yeah, we're not just trying to label him for the sake of drama. Like, he's admitted to it, like you said. Stories and everything, so that's probably why they didn't put it on him, just because he's a pain to deal with, and Tozawa is very easy to deal with.
I feel like Neville's also just generally better to build the division around because he's got a lot of upside still. Aries, not so much. Plus, they could have had other plans for Aries, perhaps.
Yeah, I'm gonna deal with my cat. All right, so that was that match. So the opener was Bray Wyatt versus Seth Rollins, with Bray actually winning for once in his life.
Which I told you, and you guys laughed at me. Mr. Peef over here. But he's on the cover. He has to win. Think of the cover.
Chris, here's what they're doing. They're going to make alternate covers with Bray Wyatt on it.
No, they're not.
Yeah, I got one wrong. Shut up.
Jesus Christ. Well, it happened. It wasn't good. Then it wasn't bad.
It was decent at worst. I mean, I think the Raw match was better though.
I don't like watching stuff anymore. It's just not for me.
I thought they had a solid little match. I wasn't blown away by any means, but the crowd was into both encounters. It seemed. I mean, yeah,
two shitty finishes.
I can't complain about this.
A poke in the eye.
Yeah, okay, the finish wasn't great. I could complain about that, but how else are you going to have Bray not be shit and Seth not be shit?
Win clean? Because you know the feud is going to continue?
But they're both in the position. Also, it's not because Seth moved on this week, idiot.
He didn't.
Oh,
yeah, he did.
If they're moving Seth on, it makes sense for him to lose dirty, and Bray, I don't know. Fuck it. Nothing makes sense.
What's Bray going to do now, then?
It's something that they can come back to. I really hope they don't. But it's something that they have the option of revisiting in the future just because of the way it finished. So
that's true.
I wouldn't
have a problem with seeing this again, but just not for a while.
I think if we are to see this again, it needs a proper build-up more than just, I'm mad because you called me names. I'm mad because you called me names. Let's fight.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, that's kind of stupid. But then again, it's WWE.
It needs something more important to be thought over. And, like, the match itself, I wasn't even a big fan of. Like, it wasn't awful. It actually picked up really well, like, around the end, but most of the way through. Okay, so the next match was Enzo Amore versus Big Cass. Oh man, poor Enzo.
This was everything it needed to be.
Yep.
That's all. That's it. Like, there's nothing to comment on. It was just Enzo did cut another good promo. Wait, did that happen here?
It dragged.
It did drag, but other than the length, it was very, very good.
Yeah, that's kind of how Enzo's promos have been for a little while now. Like, they go a little too long, but I think they're trying really, really hard to establish his promo work again.
Yes.
Because, like, we know he's got a good promo, but
if your biggest complaint about a guy is like he's talking weird, we can stop talking at the same time. I feel like if your biggest complaint about a guy is that he's talking very good for too long, that's a pretty good bar of complaint.
Yeah.
Also, he sold like death this entire match. It was brilliant.
Oh yeah, that was the thing that I had forgot to mention. His was amazing. One of the better ones I've seen in recent time. Because you have a lot of those ones where it's like the standard wait, like, okay, I'm gonna lay here and like kind of recharge, so to speak, and then burst through before the 10 count. When he wasn't doing that. He was like trying to climb his way through, and he kept the pace going too. There wasn't like any sort of jolt to get in before the 10 count. He just managed to get in before 10.
Yeah, that's true. He did like the best fucking sell 10 count that he could have done.
Yeah. So
I don't
he
know
sold
what
it
the
well.
fuck he does from here is the thing. Cass has a pretty clear future, but I don't know what they're going to do with Enzo.
Put him in the Cruiserweight division and let him win the title.
He's not good. That would expose the fuck out of him. Okay, here's what would happen. Enzo
you know what this feud did? That exposed both their weakness. Cass is shit on the mic, Enzo is shit on the ring. Who cares?
Nah, I mean, okay, here's the thing. Let's say you put Enzo in the Cruiserweights. It's going to make him look as bad as possible and also make everyone he's around look as bad as possible. Because he's a shitty wrestler among great wrestlers and a great talker among shitty talkers. Nobody wins.
It's not always true.
He really just needs to be in a manager spot because he just doesn't fit anywhere else really.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like what else could you possibly see him doing other than sending him back to NXT for a while?
They're not gonna send him back to NXT. He's in
Haven't been Bill DeMont's manager.
He's in way too deep.
Yeah, that's true. And like he's not even I don't even know if he can become a better wrestler. Like he's just he's just really like he is actually like really meant to be a wrestler. I don't know.
He could be like a great hype man for someone, but I just don't know who it would be right now.
Yeah.
Maybe
I see Enzo go in the ring. He's like a step above. That's what he feels like in the ring to me. Like he feels better than a celebrity would, but worse than the rest of the roster.
I see that. I don't know what
if he was a celebrity and he showed up to be in a match, I'd be like, wow, he must have worked really hard to do stuff in this match. But
would you say that D'Angelo Williams is better or worse in general than Enzo Amore?
It's hard to tell because it was a really short showcase, but like
it's a gimmicky match, so I don't think you could count.
That's true too, but like I was more impressed with the moves that he did than pretty much anything I've ever seen from Enzo. So Enzo's also he's generally much more athletic than Enzo, so it's not really a fair comparison. Because you could grab like a random gymnast and be like, all right, for this match we need you to do a bunch of like crazy flips and stuff, and it doesn't really have to look super fancy. Just do what you normally do. And they would look better than Enzo just because they already have a move set.
Like the Snooki move at WrestleMania or whatever.
Yeah, don't bring that up. That never happened.
Yeah, that never happened.
It never happened.
What the fuck
Those were the dark times of WWE.
Okay. Whatever you say, Johnny Mundo. Whatever you say. God damn. All right. So that was that. For the next match, we had Sheamus and Cesaro defending the Raw Tag Team Championships against the Hardy Boys in the 30-minute Iron Man match. I believe this was the first tag team Iron Man, unless something happened before.
No,
I don't
it
know.
was.
I never
That's
did
what-
the research.
It was.
They
it
were
was.
taglining as that, but I don't know if it's true.
I can never believe those taglines because there's always one random match from the '70s in NWA or whatever. Like that's always the case. It's like NWA did it first in the '70s. That's how I always think of it. But yeah, this was my favorite match on the whole show. Honestly,
There was one on SmackDown 2005.
Really?
Eminem defeated Charlie Haas and Hardcore Holly for the WWE Tag Team Championships.
Fair enough.
And there was another one. Wait, John Morrison and The Miz drew with Jimmy Wang Yang and Shannon Moore.
So what you're telling me is Mick. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna pretend like I didn't almost just do what I did. So you're telling me Eminem's gimmick was doing Iron Man matches?
They only had one.
You said they had two.
John Morrison and The Miz was the second one.
Oh yeah, that's not Eminem. I forgot that didn't continue. Never
Don't
mind.
disrespect Mercury like that. What's wrong with you?
Him and his exploded face.
yes, I do see it here. They were both 15-minute Iron Man matches.
This was the first 30-minute one.
Tag
Those
team,
two,
yeah.
let's see. One was on SmackDown. One was on ECW. Okay. All right. Cool. So yeah, I thought the match was great.
Yes.
One thing that I've got to compliment WWE for, like I know we give them a lot of crap because their shows are usually not that great, but goddamn, they do a pretty good job of pacing Iron Man matches. I must say. There's one thing that they are strangely good at. It's Iron Man matches. I don't get it. Like you'd think that would be the match that they would just shit the bed on every time, but they manage to pull off at least consistently when they do them.
Yeah, it was a weirdly good match for my expectation because Jeff and Matt Hardy are both very old.
Yeah,
I feel like we forget that sometimes. Jeff less so. Matt is an old man. He's 43. He has like 5 kids or some shit.
Yes,
He's been through some shit. They both did very well.
And he's 42.
What?
He's 42 with 2 kids. Relax.
Okay, fine, whatever.
Well, Jeff is 40 next month. It's close enough. Yeah.
Oh, shit. What else was I going to say about this match? But yeah, Matt Hardy fucking had his face explode. That was great.
Yeah, that was crazy. I don't remember the exact point where it happened, but I just remember at the end of the match he was bloody.
There was some spot where he jumped off the top and him and Sheamus headbutted. Didn't look
okay. Yeah.
I mean, otherwise, great match, right finish. Very, very, urgent finish, too. Jeff did a very good job with the pin.
It was kind of cute. I liked it.
I don't really get why Cesaro and Kayfabe would run into the ring, though, but I digress.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
the count out.
Thought it was just the best way.
The count out would have taken longer than the timer.
No, because he ran out the ring in 13 seconds and he came back in at 3.
Yes, but it's a ref count, not a literal second count.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ref count would have been at 3 or 4 maybe by that point.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but you know WWE.
Or maybe even less because of Jeff or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, but we know the finish going in. We just didn't know the.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I could have thought the Hardys winning here. I just don't. I don't know.
Well, I think another thing to consider was I don't remember exactly where Matt was at this point. Was he in the ring also? I think he was.
During the finish?
Yeah.
Yeah, was he?
He was selling something Cesaro did.
He was. Yeah, he
or
was
something Matt or Sheamus did.
I think Sheamus took him off the apron. And yeah.
Because I can kind of understand, if Matt were there, if he were at, the corner of the ring, I could maybe understand Cesaro not continually running in that direction, but I can't remember the spot. So all I remember is, Cesaro going into the ring for whatever reason, and then, getting shit on, but the timer expiring before the count could get to 3. But yeah, I enjoyed the match. It wasn't like an amazing match, but it did a pretty good job at what it was supposed to do.
I just wonder
Okay.
where they go with Sheamus and Cesaro from down.
Yeah, I don't know.
Our good
I don't see
brothers.
what's-
Nah, they're not gonna turn the fucking club face right now. I don't think it's the right time.
They don't have to be face.
Well, I guess you could do the heel versus heel. I don't know. That going into SummerSlam, I think would be weird.
There is no
Especially with
face
another-
tag team. Besides the Hardys.
That's a good point. What about
No.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
No. I thought you were gonna say Rhino and Heath. No. It's
I
not
was thinking
happening.
about it. I was also thinking
I
about
wasn't-
saying Titus and Apollo.
I don't even think Titus is face.
He is.
No, he's
Yeah,
not.
he's definitely face at this point.
With the promos he's getting for Cesaro, oh yeah. All day.
He's tied is 100% face right now.
He has to protect his
challenged
brand.
Braun.
He has to protect his brand. Yo, where do I sign up for Titus Worldwide? I want a contract. Just giving this shit out willy nilly. I get one of those contracts.
I mean, if you talk to the right people, you might be able to get in for something.
You have fucking Wale there. That's fucking.
Goofball.
That's a solution. Just have Wale and who's another rapper that have fucking Wale and Machine Gun Kelly fucking tag team up.
No. Please no.
Actually,
Anyways.
funny story with Machine Gun Kelly. I don't know what it was, but like, I was talking in the LC Discord the other night, and Machine Gun Kelly got brought up, and they were like comparing me to him or something, and I was just like, I can't rap, and they're like, neither can he, and I'm like, I was like,
They're not wrong.
yeah.
You know, now that you say that,
Yeah, I
having
heard-
seen you, I kind of see the comparison.
You're just a tattoo-less version of him.
Yeah, you're like you're Machine Gun Kelly before the machine guns. You're just Kelly.
Yeah, I'm Just Kelly. That'll be my rap name, Just Kelly.
Hold on, they got an Alexa Bliss fidget spinner. I might have to buy this.
What?
Of Alexa Bliss. The next match we're going to talk about is the Raw Women's Championship match. Alexa Bliss
No,
successfully
first-
defending her title against Sasha Banks.
Now, first we're gonna talk about what the fuck you just said. Did you just say Alexa Bliss fidget spinner?
Yeah, it's on WWEshop.com right now.
No, it isn't.
I
No, it
swear
isn't.
to God it
Oh
is.
my God.
Put this
Do I have
in
to
the
hit this
Discord
shit up?
right now. I have to see this for my own eyes.
Hold on.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
It
Cole
was
found it.
tweeted 6 hours ago. WWE fidget spinners available at WWEshop.com.
I don't believe that.
This is not an ad. I swear to God, this is not something we're intentionally trying to advertise.
Listen, if WWE wants to cut the check, we can advertise for it. I'll do it. No matter how
Crap,
shitty your
that's real.
product is, I will do
Excellent.
it.
I will sell out.
Also, this was a response to the tweet.
Oh my god. Well, that's from that. I guess. Why is it a
For those
thing?
for
Why
those
are
of you not
fidget
looking,
spinners?
it's a dog with a
Cannot believe
noose
this is-
that says "I'm ready to fucking
Yeah.
die now." For those of you who
I'm ready to fucking.
They're John Cena,
Yeah.
hustle, loyalty, respect, fucking fidget spinners.
Oh dear, dear, dear.
I wish I was making this up.
I wish we were all making this up.
Let's see what else they got before we go on to like an actual subject here. Let's see what fidget spinners they got in stock.
Yeah, I'm curious now. Shit.
I gotta actually find it as the challenge, but
they have a Sasha Banks one, a certified G one.
This is so WWE to like capitalize on a slowly dying meme.
well, I mean,
It's my yard, Roman Reigns.
to be fair, quote, they were actually ahead of the game on LeVar Ball.
Hug like a champ, Bailey.
They cashed in on the Ball family like at a really good time. So
They
I will
did.
give them credit on that.
I think
Like,
this is
I
a good
think-
time as any for fidget spinners.
Absolute climax of the whole Ball thing because like if I remember correctly, like right after that, like they kind of fell off in terms of all the drama and stuff. So
Well,
they
yeah, now
cashed in
that
at like the best time possible.
they got him right after LeVar Ball stopped having stuff to shit talk about, so it was a good timing.
Yeah, they just got him right after the draft.
Exactly. So he was still hyped about that, but he wasn't like overkill.
And the crowd was still pissed off enough. So
True.
I mean,
Like kind of up for Lonzo.
Booze too, but that was probably mostly from them still being pissed off at his dad. So most of these fidget spinners are like,
well, speaking of Lonzo Ball, 36 points, 11 assists, 8 rebounds, and 5 steals tonight.
What is this show?
What are you talking about?
We're talking about fidget spinners and Lonzo Ball.
I mean, he was on Raw.
yeah. Actually, I do kind of like the Hardy Boys one. It looks kind of cool. It's like purple with a green center.
Nerd.
Yeah, if anyone in this call buys a fidget spinner from WWEshop.com,
I'm not buying a fidget spinner.
If anyone that listens to
I
this
assure
buys
you,
one,
I have no interest. Spinners. I just like the color combination.
I'd buy an Alexa Bliss fidget spinner.
don't you
Fuck off.
dare.
All right, let's talk about their match, though. I mentioned it. Alexa Bliss, Sasha Banks, Raw Women's Championship. Alexa Bliss successfully defended.
No, she lost.
Well, she lost the
lost.
match,
She lost.
but yeah, I tried. Yeah, she got counted out and retained the title, but lost the match. So she's still champion.
Sasha needs to go away. That's my thing.
The match wasn't bad, though. I will say that.
I'm requesting Bhris be silent about this match because he has nothing nice to say ever about Sasha Banks.
I don't. Not anymore. She needs to go away.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with her. There's nothing wrong.
She stiffed her the whole match. Don't say I'm lying.
She's probably the best woman on the roster.
Say I'm lying right now that she did not stiff Alexa this whole match. Well, you didn't even see the match.
I didn't watch the match out of principle.
Quote, tell me I'm lying.
Her character is fine. I'm still not. She still feels very average in the ring to me.
Sasha or Alexa?
Sasha's weird. Sasha's just like crazy inconsistent. Like she goes from being like really good to just being really flat. But like Alexa's just kind of average to me.
I will say Sasha can be the best woman. She isn't always. She can be.
She needs to go away.
Same thing about Emma, but her booking is non-existent right now. So
to be fair, we don't really have any frame of reference for Emma besides the one Asuka match. So I don't know what's really fair.
Yeah, we don't watch NXT.
Yeah, the one Asuka match, and then some of her other NXT work. But
what else did she do in NXT?
She won Becky.
She was in the finals of the inaugural
Women's Championship.
Yeah,
she won Becky.
That match wasn't amazing, but it was okay.
I mean, it's Paige.
Wait, why did Paige?
Emma was the better wrestler in the match.
Because Paige was the inaugural NXT Women's Champion.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, she beat Emma for it in the finals. I think was it a tournament or was it just those two fighting for it? I don't remember.
It was a tournament. That was the finals.
Yeah, I don't remember that one too well. I remember the men's tournament. I don't remember the women's one though.
I think the men's one was Jinder Mahal versus
Rollins.
Seth. Yeah, Rollins beat Jinder for it in the finals, which looking back now is hilarious.
Jinder Mahal, the GOAT.
When you look back on it, it's like, these guys both went on to become WWE champion at some point.
They all did all right.
I think the only NXT champion that didn't turn out so great was Bo Dallas.
I mean, define so great because Big E's all Big E's done is have tag title reigns.
Yeah, I mean, all Big E's done is, have the longest tag team title reign in the history of
as a singles, fuck you.
He had an intercontinental title reign. What are you talking about?
Shut up.
Yeah, he was Intercontinental Champion and a 2-time tag champion. I'd say that's pretty fucking successful.
Okay, well, here's my thing.
Vince
For some reason,
wanted to push
I didn't watch at the time. Shut up. I didn't watch at the time. So when Big E came in, I thought he went back to NXT, and then came back for some reason. I don't know why. That's the order of events in my head, but that just is.
No, they just booked him really poorly for a long time.
Yeah, they just threw him with Dolph Ziggler.
They threw him with Rusev at one point because Rusev was on his Black Manhunt or something like that. And I could word it a bit differently, but that's how I'm just going with it now. But yeah, he was IC champ, and then they had him do nothing for a long time, and then they did the whole New Day thing.
Yeah.
Doing the whole New Day thing, which is awesome. I love New Day. Yeah. So, yeah, looking at NXT. Oh man, if there's one thing I gotta say though, like, yeah, they've treated NXT champions pretty well, other than Bo. They've treated their women's champions. They haven't had to have 4 women's champs.
There's Paige, there was Charlotte, there was Sasha, there's Bayley, there's Asuka.
Oh, Bayley and Asuka, 5. Okay, so other than like, yeah, okay, so Bayley wasn't treated that well, obviously.
I mean, she had a reign with the title.
Well in the grand scheme.
Okay, yeah, she did have a title reign, but like even then, when she was champ, it was weird. Like she's just, I don't know, she's just never really looked good on the main roster.
She
even when
had the
she did have a
belt for
title.
76 days. Was it really that long?
I mean, it was what Royal.
It felt shorter because she was booked poorly while she was champ.
Sure, it was what the Raw after the Rumble. It was Raw after Rumble to wait. When did she win the title?
Yeah, she won it the Raw after the Rumble.
It was the Raw after the Rumble, okay. And then she
lost
kept it until Payback.
Anyways, you guys talk about Sasha Banks, because, you know.
I mean, I didn't watch the match, so I can't either.
Paying heavy attention to the match, but like I didn't hate what I was seeing. Like, I was paying attention to it, but I was like, I don't know. At this point in the show, I was kind of starting to like lose myself. Not that I was tired because it was morning. I was feeling pretty refreshed, but like I wasn't overly entertained by the show up to this point. Like the last few minutes of the Iron Man match was like, yeah, this is really, really good stuff.
And then you gave us the cool down.
Yeah, this was cool down. Oh Jesus. Yeah. So it was just really a standard good match for women or WWE in general. Honestly, and there's not much I can say about it. Just didn't really do much for me either. Miz versus Ambrose for the IC title.
Yeah,
I skipped this match out of sheer principle.
I didn't watch it.
It wasn't bad. It just wasn't notable, really. It was just kind of there.
Yeah. Anyways, back to where I gained interest: the ambulance match.
Yeah, this was cool. This match did some cool stuff. I really liked when Roman was just like pounding the chair into him, and he's just like, what did he say? He was like, "Hit me, you son of a bitch," or something like that.
Yeah, he was just eating those chair shots. Fuck you.
Yeah, it was fucking awesome. And then all the fighting that they were doing up on the stage, like going through the LED lighting, and then oh my god,
that was cool. But I
then,
totally didn't buy the static effect they went with at all.
Oh god, yeah, that shit's so dumb. I hate when they do that shit. Like,
I mean,
they should do it how they. I like how they do it with like the sides of the ring, like it just goes out and that's it. Like it'll just go static or die or something. I like when they do that, like the time static, because it's so obvious that like it's not actually messed up because it's like you notice that it's on an exact timing. It's actually kind of distracting to the rest of the match.
Yeah. Plus, electronics don't work like that. You can't go through a screen and then the screen just works perfectly and then flickers a little bit.
Yeah,
the screen would just break.
Yeah, it would just break, or it would like mostly not work, but like almost work part of the time, sort of thing.
Or if it was all separate, it would just all work.
Yeah, which is how it actually works. So, yeah, I wasn't really buying that, but I did like that they had that spot in the first place. I'm actually like a really big fan of all the stuff they did once they left the ring, which is weird to say. Like, I actually didn't like any of the stuff they did in the ring. Like, I thought that was really boring. But once they left the ring,
yeah, I mean, the in-ring stuff was fine. It didn't really add anything. It didn't take away either. You had to start somewhere, I guess.
Yeah, it just didn't like it. There was just a lot of nothing until they left the ring, which is fine because the whole point of an ambulance match is that everything that's important happens around the ambulance anyway. So
yeah. What do you think of this finish?
The finish of the match or the after?
The match.
Roman's a retard.
That was like some cartoon shit. And you guys have seen the clip, right, where they put in those like cartoon sounds of Roman being a doofus. Yeah, that was great. But yeah, that was like such a doofus move. Like the second Roman was like revving himself up for the spear, I'm like, oh no, I know exactly what's happening here. Like I figured one of two things was going to happen. Either Strowman was going to like catch him, Braun, or Braun was just going to get the hell out of the way, which is exactly what happened. He wasn't even in the way. That's the thing. Like Roman had started running, and I'm like, Braun is over there. And then Braun just like moves away a little bit, and Roman was stupid.
I'm not gonna lie, I was really hoping the finish of this match would be a non-finish where Braun power slams Roman through the top of the fucking ambulance.
That would have been hilarious, but it also would have.
It would have probably killed them
anyway.
Yeah, it would have been worth it.
Yeah. The finish of the match was goofy, but I did like the post-match stuff. I think it made up for the kind of match.
I think I'm the only one that didn't like it. I think the role should have been flipped.
What? No, that doesn't make sense for what they want to do.
Yeah, for what they were trying to accomplish,
what exactly were they trying to accomplish? It felt like a double turn, and we all know that Braun is gonna be healed.
Okay. Let's say that Braun does this to Roman. I think this company is self-aware enough to know that nobody wants to watch some large perseverance in overcoming the odd storyline with Roman anymore. They're booking him differently. They're not doing this whole shtick anymore. They're doing something different with him. He's still face in a way, but it's different.
Yeah, he's starting to embrace the idea of the WWE face, which is I'm a face, but I'm a really nasty douchebag to people.
He's like...
So, like, it's not even like a tweener thing, because he aligns himself with the good guys, kind of, sort of. But, like, he's just a snobby asshole.
He's like the self-aware, like, top star, and it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But then the problem is you made it to give sympathy to Braun.
Maybe that's what they're going for, kind of.
Why would I want to feel sympathy for a heel?
Maybe he's not a heel.
A monster
look
heel
at the main event scene. Bhris, let's assume right now that the SummerSlam main event is the 4-way.
It is the 4-way, but...
Who's the face? It probably is. Let's assume that, because you never know what will fucking happen.
Roman's the face.
Assuming that's the main... No, he's not!
Roman will always be the face.
But, okay, let's say...
Alright, take the crowd dynamic and everything out of it. Roman's the face.
If you take the crowd out of it, yes, Roman is the face. But, well, no, because of, like his promo on Raw. He came out, he ignoring the crowd, by the way. Let's take crowd reaction out of this, because it clearly does not matter. That has been proven time and time again that it does not matter.
Yeah, just muted anyways.
He came out, he came up to Brock, and he was like, hey, I want to fight you for that fucking title.
He didn't deserve it.
He doesn't deserve it at all. Because he just lost the night before. Despite killing the man, I guess, in theory, but he did lose the match. He didn't deserve it. So that's a heel thing, technically. But it's also not because he's challenging Brock Lesnar, who is both heel and face and nothing at all times. So it's really just trying to make him
Brock's just Brock. Brock does it.
You had Joe. Hear me out. You had Joe, who is technically heel, but he also is trying to challenge Brock Lesnar, which is a very babyface thing to do. He isn't afraid of him. He's stepping to him explicitly, which is a very babyface thing to do. And then he comes after Roman with, like, some vinegar, and then he cheap shots everyone for the fuck of it. And they had Braun, who's just a fucking wild card. The whole thing's a mess. It's beautiful, and I love it.
Yeah, but...
Yeah, it really is. It really is a great mess.
The thing I don't like with Joe and Roman is how Roman tries to exile him as a Samoan. He's like, yo, you're just Joe to me.
It works, though, because it kind of adds to the cockiness, and it gives Joe something to be pissed off about.
You can't exile the only Samoan that's not part of your fucking family tree.
You can if you're a cocky asshole.
Yeah.
He hasn't even beaten Joe. You can't just be a cocky asshole and not beat the man once.
That's a good point. That adds to it. That adds to my point because he hasn't even beaten Joe, but he's talking shit to Joe like he's beaten him 10 times.
Joe is 2-0 against him.
Yeah, he is 2-0. But they're both dirty victories, but Roman doesn't mention that explicitly.
Doesn't matter.
I think part of that kind of adds to why Roman feels like he has the upper hand on Joe, even though he doesn't.
Yeah. I mean, plus, it makes sense for Roman to overlook him, kind of, because he's just... Someone put this on Reddit. Like, it doesn't make sense for him to be all intense and shit like Joe and Lesnar are being. He doesn't care about either of them. He just wants the title.
His yard, and he just wants to be on top.
It's his yard, but he's out here losing to Braun. Not your yard no more, my friend. It's Braun's yard.
That's not what he thinks.
I just
like
think...
even though he lost, in his mind, like he came out as the victor because sure he technically failed at the stipulation, but then he pretty much killed Braun. So he's like, oh well, see, I beat him up anyway. Like even if he won the match, I don't see him here. Oh, it's just me here.
Yeah.
All I know is I'm really excited for the SummerSlam build-up.
Now it makes me want to go to SummerSlam.
Why are you not going? It's in Brooklyn. Go, you fucking asshole. You can probably get a cheap seat for nothing.
I don't sit in cheap seats. It's front row or nothing.
We're not see your ass front row at SummerSlam. I'll be mad.
I went 2 years ago.
Well, I didn't watch 2 years ago.
Did you at least have a sign? Like
no, I didn't have a sign, but I was literally... check the Discord. I'll put a video.
Also, none of us knew you 2 years ago, I don't think.
Yeah, you did. That was the Taker-Brock fight.
What?
Yeah, that fight was 2 years ago.
Was it really? No, it wasn't.
Yes, it
was.
was.
Last year, you idiot.
What are you talking about? Last year was Seth and Balor.
Yeah, and it was also...
Brock.
Wait.
No, Brock fought Cena, I think.
No, Brock Cena was way back, dude.
Oh, no, it was. That was 2012.
Yeah.
No, that wasn't last year.
Brock versus Randy.
There you go. That was Brock versus Randy.
That was last year.
Exactly. I went 2 years ago.
That's not last year. Can you count?
I said I went 2 years ago with Taker and Brock.
Oh. I thought you said that you went with Randy and Brock. Okay.
No.
Fair enough.
Taker and Brock.
Okay. I thought you said it was the same year as the fight for some reason. That's where I got hung up.
No.
I thought you meant the Mark Hunt fight. Okay. Fair enough.
Mark Hunt fight. Hold on.
Yeah.
This was where Paige was Paige.
I remember 2015 SummerSlam. That show was
it was a good show without the commentary. Because I watched it back and the commentary was just shit. I was like, thank God.
Yeah.
Well, who was commentary? I'm guessing that was Cole, King, and Booker?
No, Cole, King, and JBL.
Even worse. Well, not worse, but it meshes weird.
Yeah.
Where's the fucking Seth video I had? Where he was doing the little flip outside the ring. God damn it. Oh, look at it right here.
I remember liking the main event, like Taker versus Lesnar. I thought it was good.
The ending was bad.
But I thought the match was good. I didn't think it was amazing. I thought it was a good match, and it just had a fucking annoying ending.
Yeah, they booed Taker out the building. Well, I don't think it was Taker. I think it was more of the ending, but they were booing Taker.
I mean, there were a lot of screwy finishes in that, because, like, fucking Jon Stewart coming in.
Yeah, they booed that, too.
And then there was that crappy three-way elimination. So, yeah, I guess great qualifier is more important.
No. I'm going to derail it even worse.
All right, go for it. No, I mean, that's one more match.
That's the point of this. I'm going to derail shit.
We only have like another match to talk about. We're not counting.
Okay, fine. We'll get through that. Okay.
And on the show, for those of you that didn't notice, Slater won a match and no one actually saw the finish. There's actually a really funny meme going on with that, but we'll talk about that later.
Oh yeah, this was when Roman was sleeping the whole match, and we all chanted it.
Was that? Wait, that was a tag team match then
Yeah,
with him and Dean versus Bray and
Luke.
Braun.
Luke.
Okay.
Yeah, Roman was sleeping the whole match. Literally on my side, just sleeping.
Oh, go ahead. God, yeah, I remember that. Oh yeah, fucking Stephen Amell was in that tag match too. I remember that.
Oh, yeah,
now.
with
Yeah,
Neville.
with Neville.
Yeah. King
Ryback
Barrett.
defeated Big Show and The Miz.
Oh man, this show is so weird.
Kevin Owens defeated Cesaro.
Maybe I did
That
watch
match
the
was-
show.
I liked that match, but there was something missing to it, and I feel like the crowd wasn't into it at all.
No, they weren't.
No, in Cesaro match get like no reaction from fucking Brooklyn. That's weird. That's really weird.
I
I
mean,
remember loving that match, and then other people were like, "Yeah, it wasn't really that great." I'm like, "Really? I thought it was awesome."
because the match before that was that fucking 3-way elimination between the females.
Yeah, that was fucking. That was strange.
Anyways, last match of the card. Brock versus Joe.
Brock versus Joe. I didn't like this match as much as I thought it would. Like, it did what it needed to do, but I feel like it could have done more. Just a little bit more.
I went in this with pretty low expectations. I didn't go in this like DG9, who said this was going to be the best match in North America in the last 10 years or some shit.
I mean, I knew it wasn't going to be.
No.
I
thought it was going to be a good match. Like, I was expecting like a really fun match. That's what I was.
Yeah, that's what we got, I think. I think it was fun. Like, everything... It may have fell a bit flat at the end, but otherwise... I like this match in general. Joe looked good. Everyone's like, oh, he looks weak because he cheap-shotted him and still didn't win. It doesn't matter. He's cerebral.
No.
Plus, he stood right the fuck up.
What everybody got mad about was, oh, he only took one F5 and he lost. He took 6 suplexes and he still lost in an F5. That's what a finisher is supposed to do, people.
That's also a great point.
Like, props to WWE for giving a finisher the actual finish.
Better.
But no, everybody's like, oh, he looks weak. He got literally right up and he stared him down.
Yeah. That's true. Like, he was just like, yeah, I lost the match, but like I'm not done yet.
Even if this was supposed to be a one and done feud.
Yeah, they clearly changed their plans that this was going to be one and done. The main thing that came off to me with this is how much better Joe's going to be treated now because he made this so good.
Yeah.
Like, he's probably a legit world title picture guy for the rest of his career now, if he wasn't before.
It's the AJ Styles effect.
I guess that's what they were aiming for with him.
Yeah, this is like the AJ thing, almost exactly, but replace Roman with
Brock.
Mm-hmm. I think my problem with this match was like I don't know. I'm not a fan of main event matches ending after 6 minutes. Like, I can understand the Goldberg stuff, but like, I don't know. 6 minutes is such an awkward amount of time for a main event match. Like, we're like a 10-minute match. I think that'd be perfect for me because that's like two guys like that. If we were to go any longer, then they would have to start playing like the slow game, which would make the match really boring. I just felt like it never really picked up to the level it was supposed to pick up to.
Question.
Yeah.
Was it bell to bell 6 minutes, or was it like from when Brock murdered him first, or when Joe murdered him the first time?
No, that was bell to bell 6 minutes, but
then so if you count the Joe beatdown, then I guess there was like another minute, but
more than a minute.
It's more than a minute. I'd say it was probably 10 minutes as a segment.
No. But yeah, 10 minutes in total, maybe.
Yeah, because it went over. The pay-per-view went over.
Yeah, that's true.
But I don't know. I guess
they could have done more, but I get why they didn't.
Yeah, I guess I'm okay with it in the sense that, you know, they're trying to hold back for like SummerSlam or whatever. They want to really give everything there. Oh God,
that's gonna be so good.
I think they just had to change the plans day of, Maybe they were supposed to do something more, but they were like, "Oh, Joe's doing so well. Just fuck it. Let's just give him a SummerSlam feud with him too."
Yeah,
Seeing
I can see that.
how
Maybe not
receptive
day
they
of,
were.
but like it was definitely a rush decision. I think.
Yeah.
Which I mean works in my favor because we get 4-way between him, those two, Braun and Roman. I am so excited about this match. I'm like DG9 levels of excited about this match.
I think it's going to be really good, but I need some build first.
Oh
just
yeah,
to give myself an idea of what I'm going to expect. Because we've had a lot of multi-man main events in the past while, so
I mean, I'd rather have Braun versus Brock just to see how it'll go.
I think that would expose Braun a little bit because
I don't think it would expose him. I mean, he's improved.
I don't think it'd be bad.
He's improved since that Royal Rumble debacle that happened.
I agree, but I don't think Brock is at the level of... Well, not that he's not at the level. He chooses not to be at the level of performer that could carry Raw into a great match.
That's not true.
I don't know.
If he's invested in it and he cares about it, he will try. Let's say with Joe, he tried. He was invested. If he sees money in you, he'll do everything in his power to make you look good.
I guess that's true. I would also be afraid that he'd be still mad about the Royal Rumble.
But he doesn't watch the product. But like, if he is backstage and he sees, oh, Braun's doing this, or he's doing better, he's improved. Fuck it, why not?
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, I mean, yeah.
So overall, what did you guys think overall of the show?
Weird.
It was a B show.
Yeah.
Average.
It was a B show.
Average.
Yeah, it was a pretty good way to put it. Yeah, I wasn't too impressed by it. I feel like there were some good matches. There weren't any great matches though. It was just there was like a few good matches and then a bunch of like okay, like decent. Yeah, I don't know. If I were to give it like a letter grade, I'd probably give it like a C or C plus, maybe C plus.
I'd give it a B minus.
Some people think I'm being. A lot of people think I'm too harsh on WWE nowadays, but I'm just like, man, everything is like okay. Like, fuck. It's just.
Yeah, they don't go above and beyond anymore.
No, NXT still does for their like takeovers, but I don't know. I just feel like the company's being really lethargic in general.
I mean, that's
true. So like, oh yeah, if we give them something good every once in a while, then that should be fine, right? Like, well, sure. On Raw and SmackDown this week.
There's the awesome fucking promo.
The fuck are you talking about?
Enzo again?
The Paul Heyman, Brock, Kurt Angle.
Oh yeah. That
was an awesome
shit was
segment.
dope.
I love it when Brock just talks.
That's probably the one thing that saved the show for me.
Yeah.
And
Brock
he can talk.
He's good. He's a good talker. We don't give him enough credit. He's good. I don't feel like he knows how to finish a statement very well. But other than that, he's a very good talker.
I mean, if you don't give him the PG boundaries, he can.
Also true.
Like what he said to Roman.
He's still saying shit. Like
you don't deserve shit. Like you don't. If he sold his words well, it works.
So I had an idea.
That's the thing with Brock. Brock doesn't talk like a WWE guy. That's the thing.
Like, he talks like an MMA guy, though, so that works.
Yeah.
So I had an idea yesterday. And this is going to sound stupid. But I'm just throwing this out there because I had the thought. So with Paul Heyman wants Roman to fight Brock. But Brock wants nothing to do with it. Wait, what did I just say?
You said... I heard Braun. I heard Braun.
I think it's Paul Heyman... Okay, let's try this again. Paul Heyman wants Roman to fight Brock. But Brock doesn't want anything to do with Roman because he doesn't think he deserves it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then Joe and Brock have this like blood feud going. So there's this dissension between Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar. So Paul Heyman turns on Brock and aligns with Roman at SummerSlam.
That's not happening.
It's not, but what if it did?
Listen,
what up, man?
You see that post I pinned? Of me resigning? That'll happen.
You can't resign now, you shit, you Ramona.
Heyman and Brock, like, yeah, they split up once before, but I think they're like bros for life now. There's no way you can split those two up.
I guess not. I just had the thought. I have to throw it out there.
Yeah, they split him up to pair fucking Paul Heyman with the Big Show out of all fucking people.
Horrendous.
Yeah, horrendous early 2000s bookings. That's what happens.
What else did I talk about? Joe was so intense during this, and it worked really well.
He's just been intense for a while, and I've just like...
He comes off as really desperate, and that works.
Yeah.
Because he shouldn't be desperate. He's getting older.
Desperate is the word.
He had his big shot, and he technically lost it. So he's desperate to get another one.
I don't think it's
not like
desperate.
Bad desperate.
Yeah.
Maybe like...
a good desperate.
Hungry, I guess would be a better term.
Yeah.
I put it. That happens to older competitors. Like, they do get that instinct to just go crazy because they need to, or else they're not going to stand out, and they're just going to be thrown into the back or whatever.
Like the Chris, what's his name? Christopher Daniels angle they were in. Same kind of concept.
You know, he's done his time, and he just wants that one last hurrah, and he got it.
Yep. Otherwise, on TV,
the Revival came
on
back.
TV, there was nothing to talk about. That's cool that wasn't much.
There was actually the cliffhanger that, you know,
oh yeah,
angle. Oh god,
yeah.
that reminds me of this old this in joke that I have with a few of my friends. So you know how like on Facebook sometimes they'll do these pages where like, hey, like you have to post an image or something that relates to the theme. Like what buddy of mine was doing a wrestling one, and on one of the days it was, you know, post an image or talk about your favorite angle, like your favorite wrestling storyline. And he said, my favorite angle is Kurt, and then just posted an image of Kurt.
Goodness.
Amazing. Just like, my favorite angle is Kurt. Yeah. So, like...
what do you think it'll be?
The storyline without calling it the angle.
I don't know where they're going with it.
Speaking of old angles, oh man, they're gonna bring back the whole Kurt step thing.
I don't think they will.
It might be Dixie.
Why don't you come here next week and we'll tell the whole world together, I love you. Oh my god. Please let it be something stupid.
I believe...
like funny stupid, not bad looking stupid.
I believe the illegitimate child thing. That makes the most sense to me right now.
Who's gonna be the illegitimate child?
Who fucking knows, dude? I don't know. I believe that more than I believe Dixie Carter is going to make an appearance in this company.
She was on that WWE 24 shit.
I know she was. I want to dream, Bhris. I want to fucking dream.
Jason Jordan is the illegitimate child of Kurt Angle. Sure.
Yeah, but Jason Jordan's on SmackDown, and it wouldn't even work.
That ain't gonna stop him. Oh my god. I saw that image and I died. I was like, it's not possible in any way, but that's funny as hell.
I don't.
I'm
trying to think of who it could be.
We're gonna get that Triple H Kurt Angle match. It's gonna happen.
We are.
I don't know
Supposedly
if
it's not gonna be at SummerSlam though.
I don't know if it's gonna be good.
It is gonna be very good.
SummerSlam? Is it gonna be for Mania? Like the fuck?
All right. When was the last time we seen Kurt Angle in a match?
Like, what was it before Mania? Like right before Mania, he did Indies.
Yeah, he had a match with.
Oh, that Cody Rhodes match in the fucking high school gym.
Yeah, I think it's
very good match.
Last non-WWE match was like, was it a WCPW match?
Maybe.
Shut up now. Yeah, I don't know where they're going with this though, and I'm very, very concerned because like an angle like this can have a really good ending depending on how they do it. Yeah, Angle's last match was against Patron at True Destiny. Okay, so this can go very poorly though. I feel like an affair Angle is 2017, like, yeah, it's something people can relate to because people cheat on others all the time. But like, I don't know. It's just it'd be so hard to buy it. Like I wouldn't be able to buy an affair with Stephanie or whatever. It wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah, but
That's why I don't think that's it.
we have to
No.
we have to factor in the fucking Graves factor here too. What does he have to do with this?
That's an excellent question. Maybe Graves is the illegitimate child.
No.
Please no.
I love the map on my list.
Dad! Dad, I love. Oh God.
How old is Corey Graves? He's fucking 33.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's
And Kurt Angle's 48.
Yeah, Kurt Angle was born the same year my dad was, so that's
So,
not
Okay, so
Kurt
who's
Angle had a
below the-
child at 15.
Okay, now who's below the age of? You say he's 48.
Yeah.
Who's below the age of 30 on the roster right now?
Raw roster?
Yes,
Uh,
presumably.
Bray Wyatt.
I would call for Bray Wyatt being the illegitimate child. So Bo Dallas.
Apollo Crews.
He's a little too.
Bo Dallas.
If the only thing that Apollo Crews inherited from Kurt Angle was the bald head, that would work.
Gonna say like was the mother like a piece of charcoal? Like
Oh God!
Jesus Christ!
Kalisto's just on that 30
I'm
mark.
thinking of how race works, and like you'd have to be pretty fucking dark mother to bring out someone like Apollo.
Yeah, I think this works better on the SmackDown roster.
Does it?
I don't know.
I mean, let's assume someone could come over from SmackDown then, or even NXT. Fuck it.
Alright, let me look at the NXT roster.
I mean, there's a lot of people below 30 that only name like relevant ones. It's not gonna be like fucking Angelo Dawkins or something.
Alexander Wolf.
No.
Please tell me that Brock just wants another kiss and that's it.
Almas.
Oh, I would pop for all of this to be a change. Oh.
Angelo Dawkins.
No, Angelo Dawkins.
You fucking push out of that.
Gargano.
No.
Gargano's 29.
Hey, Gargano's young as fuck.
Saying what about it?
Sawyer
Just sounds
Fulton.
fucked up, man.
So Sawyer Fulton and his neck tattoo are not getting a fucking, or his necklace tattoo, excuse me, are not getting a fucking push as Kurt Angle's kid. Get out of here.
I'm just being
He's
realistic.
I'm
here.
just hoping
He's worse.
it's something really stupid.
Quote, Sawyer Fulton is worse in general than Jinder Mahal.
That's not a fair thing to say, though. Like,
Totally is.
Wesley Blake.
and
Motherfucker has a tattoo of a necklace. He got the necklace tattooed on his neck.
it means a lot to him.
Why the necklace?
It means a lot to him.
I don't care. It means a
I'm
lot
not
to him.
fucking doing this again. I'm not doing
It is not that hard. He could go to a jeweler. He could draw this necklace. And you could go, hey, he's got that NXT money. So you could go, hey, I got this NXT money. Fucking make me a necklace. And they'll make him a shitty old necklace. He wear around a shitty old neck.
What if it's one of the
Doesn't work
UK
like that.
guys?
Well, it's what?
What if it's one of the UK guys?
Tyler Bates' son. But Tyler Bates could be fucking Bhris' son, so I mean, shit.
Get the fuck out of here.
Same age, aren't you?
Are they?
No, Tyler Bates is
Tyler's
20.
19.
He's 20.
Oh no, Bates is younger than.
Yeah, Bates is 20.
Wait. So, feasibly then, Kurt... Wait. Is that how math works? No. Never mind. I almost said Kurt Angle would be his grandfather, but then I realized that that's not how math works.
I mean, it's... Nah. No.
Because then Kurt would have had to have a kid at
28.
12.
Yeah.
He
No.
would have had to come out the womb fucking. That's not happening.
It's the Stephanie angle.
I don't think it's going to be Steph. I would believe Dixie before I believe Stephanie.
Yeah, but what's Dixie gonna do after this whole thing
Who
happens?
fucking knows?
What?
Maybe they'll make a TNA stable.
Yeah, but they said it could ruin his family. It could ruin his life. I think the only person that could do that is Stephanie.
Or Dixie, if it's unfair.
I don't think Dixie is in a
Oh, God, I
position
think
to
so.
ruin her life
Also,
right now.
if it's Stephanie, why would Stephanie not come on and just put the kibosh to it?
Because you have to build up to it.
But I'm saying in
They have
Catherine,
been.
why would Stephanie not just be taking action against this?
You have to build up to it.
I mean, you're saying, I understand you have to build up to it, but in theory, if this is real, if we're watching real wrestling on real TV,
But again,
then why is Stephanie McMahon, the owner of the company, not covering this up better?
because true. But then again, Corey Graves knows everything.
But why? And someone else knows everything too, because they're getting texts from both, or to both.
And before Triple H is the league,
Which is the leaker.
Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash
Don't.
texted.
Stop.
Oh,
Kevin Nash
yeah, that's
takes
not gonna work.
Kevin Nash texted the information to Corey Graves. Oh, please don't.
I did want to talk about SmackDown a little bit,
I didn't
just
watch
because like the
SmackDown.
Kurt Angle shit is hurt in my head. It wasn't really that great. Jinder did win clean though.
He
Which was-
did. I was shocked.
He's improved.
Yeah,
He's fine.
yeah, he's fine. I don't know.
I am.
Like, I don't think he's actively awful. I just don't care about him now.
I think that I'm putting this out there now. The Punjabi prison match will be good.
Of course it
Not
is.
great.
It'll be the best
That'd
of
be
the
good.
three, that's for sure.
I mean, it's the great Khali, and yeah,
Great Khali, Batista, Undertaker, Big Show. Yeah, a bunch of big dudes.
yeah. Come on.
It was like made for like smaller, more like agile people, and yet they kept putting big dudes in it, which kind of kills the match really. Because like, do you really think that Khali's gonna fucking win a match like that? He's supposed to escape. You'd have to like tear down the wall. Whatever.
To be
Okay,
fair,
so-
in Khali's defense, he did climb that cage to the best of his fucking ability.
He tried.
I rewatched,
He really.
I
really
rewatched
tried.
that. It was actually pretty impressive.
Yeah, but Khali's only been
Although,
in
like-
one of these, surprisingly.
Well, yeah, he was supposed to be in the first one, but he was having liver problems, so they had to sub in.
Big
Who
Show.
that they were subbing in?
Big
Yeah,
Show.
they subbed in Big Show last minute. Yeah, that's right. Because they were feeling at the time, and that kind of like I remember watching that show. I didn't watch it live, obviously, but I remember seeing that show at one point and just thinking like, man, that's such a fucking buzzkill. I mean, granted, Khali is not like impressive or anything, but like when you make like a last minute replacement for a main event like that, that's just bad.
Yeah, they probably should take better steps to that.
So there's a couple other things I wanted to point out about SmackDown. So Xavier Woods versus Jey Uso, man, that match they had was so fucking awkward. So like,
Yeah,
oh yeah, Jimmy and the other two New Day members got like, got banned from ringside or whatever partway through the match, and you could just tell like they're just like, okay, what do we do? So fucking lost.
Yeah, they
At
were
the
probably,
end there. And it was only 2.5 minutes, too.
I don't
Fucking
know.
awful.
the finish was cool.
Yeah, I was down for the finish. It just felt like them trying to like finish up the match just looked so bad.
Yeah.
I'm glad that it wrapped up.
So when does Corbin cash in?
SummerSlam.
I'm feeling that.
It's got to be. Like, I know that the India tour is after SummerSlam, but Jinder's still going to be the top guy even without the title in India. In India, he doesn't need the title to be over in India.
It'd be nice for them. It'd be nice to give India, their champion or something.
Well, I
I
mean,
don't
they could. What they could do is Jinder loses the title, let him fucking turn. Fuck it.
You can't turn him face after he's been shitting on America
He's
for the better
he's a
of
foreign
3
heel.
months.
They turn face.
They're gonna turn a floor and heel face.
It's not happening.
Why?
I don't think it will. I'm saying they could.
Yeah, they could also have John Cena run into the fucking ring carrying dildos in his arms, but like they're not going to.
Here's my argument. I think that they want to kind of experiment with this gender thing. So John Cena's going to be on the Indian tour, presumably. I bet they want to see if Jinder as an Indian babyface can outsell Cena. In theory.
Yeah, that's
I'm
not
not saying it
happening.
will. I'm just saying they want to see.
As much as I like gender, yeah, that's not happening.
Here's the
I don't
thing.
think it will either.
Here's the thing with the Indian fan base. You can't just and expect them to buy it. One sec. Yeah, I'm going.
Look at this fucking guy telling to his fucking maid.
Is this the maid?
Unbelievable.
Is this the maid?
Unfucking believable. He's just throwing his
No,
richness.
it's my mother. My mom was asking me something. Anyway,
Okay.
so here's the thing with the Indian fan base. They are actually like super story driven.
Sure.
Kind of like the more hardcore fans in the US, except all of India is like that pretty much, except for like a couple of Hajids or whatever you want to call them. Something else is we call them Hajids or whatever because of one dude named Hajid, I think. I don't know. So anyway, they're very story driven. There's a reason why there are like bajillions of Indian soap operas like all over the place. Like because viewers, they really like the whole storytelling and building and stuff. So while they're generally happy that Jinder is champion, they want to see more than just generic anti-American stuff.
Okay, but
Because that's something that they've
counterpoint. One, when he's cutting these promos in Punjabi, he is saying total babyface shit. Like everything he's saying is something that a Indian babyface would say.
well because he is supporting his country.
Exactly, but so what they're hearing, though, is what I'm saying, is really, really good stuff.
But that's another thing that he's speaking in Punjabi. Punjabi is not the most common language in India. Hindi is the most common language. So most of the Indian fan base that's listening to him, because they all speak
Well, that's
Hindi.
unfortunate.
If anything, he would be a major draw in Pakistan
That's true.
because they are mostly
Don't tell
Punjabi.
Harvard.
Oh,
Yeah, but we're not
oh
gonna.
God, he'll be heartbroken. It'd be like that traitorous language. Yeah.
Punjabi
so, I
is
mean-
spoken as a native language, second language, or third language by about 30 million people in India. Punjabi is the official language of the Indian state Punjab. I'm not saying that, and Delhi. Some of its major urban centers in northern India are Ambala. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm definitely not saying that. Jalandhar and Delhi.
Okay, counterpoint, real quick. Well, not really counterpoint, just something to point out. Maybe they want him to speak Punjabi on TV because Punjabi is such a fucking cool sounding language.
Yeah, it's pretty damn cool.
Like, he could say anything in that language and he would sound like a badass.
29 million people in India speak Punjabi.
That's a lot of people.
It is.
Out of the 1 billion people that live there.
That is unfortunate, but, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Also, wait.
It's only like it's less than 3% of the population.
Yeah,
That's
it's
the
2.83%.
thing to keep in mind.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I think that. Well, I don't know. I'm trying to fucking form sense here. Did you guys see the video of him in like northern Canada?
No, I don't know what you're
There-
referring to.
It was like I guess a more like Indian centric part of Canada. I guess a lot of import. I don't know how that works, but there were a bunch of Indian people in the audience, or at least some kind of something. And this dude was the biggest baby face on the fucking planet. It was incredible. I've heard worse reactions for like Cena than he got in this building.
I mean,
Yeah. Canada's really weird as a wrestling country. Like we are very very strange with how we treat people. Like we're on average a lot smartier than Americans.
That's true.
But we can also be pretty fucking nationalistic too. So like we go crazy for Canadians. So really, gender would get a good reaction somewhere in Canada.
I don't know. I'm gonna look up where it was because I remember seeing this. I was blown fucking back.
Jinder's from fucking Calgary. Like, of course he's gonna get.
Yeah, he's from Calgary. Like if he wrestles in Calgary, he'll get something of a reaction. Then again, Punjabi as a language it's not super rare in Canada. I think it's one of the more common immigrant languages. Let me see if I can find a statistic on this.
Maybe the real angle isn't India. Maybe the real angle is just Indians in Canada. That's who they're marketing to.
Yeah, let's go with that.
So why you look that up? I'm gonna derail this a little bit because somebody just posted this.
I was gonna say we haven't exactly derailed it. We are talking about SmackDown related stuff.
That's true, but okay, I'm gonna completely derail them.
Okay, so Punjabi is before I say anything else. Punjabi is the third most commonly spoken language in Canada.
Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, so you go. You're appealing to Canadians. Okay, so somebody posted a Wrestling Observer excerpt that Enzo and Cass both have backstage heat for separate reasons.
Oh god.
Apparently Enzo's is like really, really bad. Like to the point where Roman has kicked him out of the locker room.
Oh jeez.
Like mistreatment style. He wasn't allowed to dress in the locker room. So just saying that he has low prospects in WWE now. And Cass has some heat, particularly with his views on politics, as he's a strong Trump supporter in the locker room, where many people don't share those views.
Oh dear, that's oof.
I find that hilarious.
There was an incident on a tour bus where the talent was traveling together several weeks ago. We haven't been able to confirm the details as to why this happened, although it had to do with the business, and it upset many to the point where Reigns kicked Enzo off the bus and for a time was given the mistreatment. Jesus Christ.
How do you do that? I'm also really intrigued by the idea of locker room leader Reigns.
The line where he talked about his real life being better than his fantasy life was something of a shoot in the sense he's now based in Los Angeles and having a great time in his non-wrestling life. He was also legit not happy at the breakup of the team because in reality it's hard to see what his prospects are on his own given the way he's been portrayed as a guy who's a joke when facing real competition.
Yeah, that's fairly accurate. I mean, I can't blame him for being mad about the split. I can blame him for whatever this incident was probably though.
So Reigns potentially retired Taker and absorbed his backstage powers.
Yeah, I saw that.
The idea of Reigns just like actually being in that position is hilarious.
I mean, it makes sense because he's a really. I mean, from all accounts, he's a chill fucking dude. Nobody has a problem.
Yeah, dude sounds like I've heard like some not so great things, not like necessarily in the locker room, but mostly like self to the public. Like he's comes off as kind of like a young cocky dude.
I mean, he is young cocky. That's what he is. He's young. He's cocky because he's at the top of his company. I'd be young and cocky too. Shit.
How old is Enzo? Like 29? 30?
He's 30? Shit.
I'm not buying it.
Whether they have heat?
I'm not buying it.
It is kind of interesting to hear it's kind of expected, but like the general shift of attitudes in the locker room over the years, because I'm pretty sure a lot of those dudes in the locker room, like in the 90s and stuff, were probably pretty right-leaning, but over the years.
Wrestling's really interesting in politics, so like, there's a lot of... I don't think it should be a thing people get heat over, though. Like, that's kind of stupid to me.
Yeah, that is pretty tough.
It does make a very careful not to say strong Trump supporter, so I'm thinking maybe he's the one that's kind of instigating shit. People
push you
like,
with
for
it, that'd be
example, Sammy. That's why I'm
because like I might not agree with like people's views on like certain political issues, but like if they're not shoving it down my throat, then I'm not gonna like pressure them over it. Like I might think in my head, I'm like, yeah, that person's like a fucking idiot. They actually like this person and they support them. That's so dumb. But I'm not gonna say that shit out loud, and I'm not gonna like completely judge them for it. Usually, what ends up happening is like if someone has some sort of view politically that I don't agree with, they usually end up having other things that I don't agree with as well that make me not like them in general. But just a political thing that's like, well, whatever. Think and I'll think what I think. Whatever.
exactly. Like, there's no need to get mad at that.
Because like I have a friend who's like kind of like that. Like he's an avid Trump supporter, and I'm not gonna immediately give him shit for that. But because he says so many other dumb things, I'm like, yeah, you're actually just an idiot, and I can't trust you. But but yeah, some people just I don't know. Some people just see things differently, and that's why they support different people. So it's whatever.
You want to get to the mailbag?
Yeah, we should definitely cover that because
We
there's
have
a lot of
questions. Valor spam brings only 3 shitty questions.
The greatest
What the
diva
fuck
in
is
the
going
history
on?
What?
of the WWE.
I don't know
Why?
why Sasha is
Why?
talking.
Is that your maid?
That was Sasha Banks.
Oh shit, well, that's gonna be loud as fuck for the people listening. Sorry.
No, it wasn't too loud. So what's the first question?
Okay, I'm skipping these 3 Valor questions that are shitty.
If you see a question about a penis size, you know it's Balor.
Here we go. Here's God Mod Umbra. The internet and pro wrestling room always seems to want every good wrestler in WWE to hold a title at literally the exact same time. Can you set the record straight on why not everyone is cut out to hold the titles, or why it ends up being more to the title lineage when more challengers fail to win the belt than to hold it for any duration, no matter how small?
It's a pretty simple concept, really. That's a really good question that I feel does need to be answered because you do have a lot of people that think, oh man, I want Cesaro to hold the world title. I want so-and-so to hold the world title. So here's the thing with titles. The more people that get them, the less of a value it has. Because if you take Tato or whatever, it doesn't mean as much. Because if any old person can have it, there's no value to it. Like a title is something that you're supposed to be able to work hard for. And even if you work hard, that title is just not something that's meant for you just because you're not the kind of person that you represented. And that really sucks to hear. Because, like, I'll say, like, Cesaro, for example. I don't think Cesaro will... Whoa. What the fuck? Okay. I don't think Cesaro is ever going to be WWE champion. I don't think he'll ever do it. If he does, it'll be very, very late in his career. Chris Daniels. Like, they'll just give him the title for, like, 3 months or something as, like, a hurrah before he retires or something. I don't realistically see him being WWE champion because
he doesn't have the
too
mic
many
skills.
people. He doesn't. He doesn't have the mic skills, but you also just can't have a bajillion people in the main event scene. Like, you can have, like, few people, like 3 or 4 or 5 people maybe thrown around in the main event. But if you have too many people gunning for a title and then all of them getting it, it doesn't mean anything because, you know, oh, he's just going to have it at some point. It's supposed to be important.
I generally agree with you, but I also feel like my opinion generally is that the solution to this, and it's going to sound stupid, is add more titles.
Yeah, but we had that oversaturation of titles during the Attitude Era, and
We
they
did, and
they didn't mean shit.
but that's
I've done this before.
Look at Cole talking to his fucking maid, my nigga. What is this fucking guy?
It's not the maid.
we know it's funnier to make fun of your maid than your mom, dude. Come on.
Oh, has my mic really been on this shitty one the whole time? God. Better, didn't I? That's
But we complained. We complained before we were even recording that your mic sounded like shit, and you said, "Oh,
I'm
it's
just
fine."
far away.
And you didn't think to check it.
No. Okay, so the issue
I'm
is
not
that I
restarting the
thought,
podcast.
like you said, my mic sounded like it was far away. That's because this mic sounds weird when I step away from it. Like right here.
It still sounds better, is the thing.
What?
It still sounded better than you did before, goddamn.
Oh, whatever.
I hope we've done this. Okay, well, some increase in quality halfway through.
Yeah, like at the tail end of the podcast.
Okay, so
my mic, and I was like, how can you guys hear me? My mic's muted.
Fucking guy.
So, anyways, I think more titles is a genuine solution. But the thing is, if you have more titles, you have to have people win them less.
But the problem is, they want him to have a main title, not one of the secondary belts. That's the problem.
Well, that's a different argument, though.
Here's the simplest way I can put it. If everybody is a champion, nobody is a champion. It's simple as that. In order to have somebody as a champion, you need to have other people that are not champions.
Sure. The other side of that, though, is there's such a too many cooks thing going on in WWE right now with just the sheer amount of talent.
Yeah, and if anything, that makes the championship even more valuable. If you have all that talent and you have them gunning for something like that, then it makes everything more important, especially when not all of those people are getting the title.
Very true, very true.
Some people are better at chasing, some people are better as champion. People don't understand
and that's just it, too. There's a huge business perspective to it as well. It's not just the whole too many cooks thing or, or whatever like that. You have to look at it from a business perspective, especially WWE. Like with smaller promotions, you can get away with it. We just want to put the title on a good wrestler. Like a lot of indie promotions will do that, and that's fine. But with WWE, they have to look at the whole championship thing from a completely different perspective, because these people have a reach of millions and millions of people. So you need to have somebody that represents you that is good from every perspective. And if they're not necessarily good from every perspective, they have to be so unbelievably good at one or two particular aspects that it can kind of help cover it up. Now, I know Cesaro's good. Like he's very good in the ring. But the problem is that so are a lot of other people now. If Cesaro were the only good wrestler on the roster, then I would be okay with him being a world champion just because he's really good at this. All these other people aren't. But there's so many other people on the roster now at his level or close to it that you need to have more than just good wrestling skills to be on top. You have to have the look, which he does have. You have to be able to talk well, which he isn't that great at. You just stuff, and he just isn't that complete package. He's not enough above and beyond everybody else in the ring to really make up for his shortcomings.
I would agree with that. Using Cesaro as the example, yeah, he's like the perfect example of the he's the perfect upper mid carder, basically.
Yeah,
they could throw him in that role if they needed him to be in that role. I don't think he would ever win the championship, though. I could be wrong. In the next, I mean, he's what, 35?
Cesaro,
yeah, he's like 35, 36. He's in his mid-30s.
So in the next 5 years, let's say he retires at 40. In the next 5 years, that could change. I could be dead wrong in 5 years in hindsight. And people in 2022 will look back and Peef was an idiot in 2017.
Peef is an idiot any year.
Shut up.
It's not going to change.
Shut the fuck up. So,
who's another example of somebody who's good and it's not going to be champion? Fucking.
Another good WWE example was
Luke Harper.
What did you say?
Luke Harper. There's another example.
Luke Harper's a good example. I was going to say Cody Rhodes.
Cody was a weird one.
Yeah. They had the chance a couple times, but they never went through with it for whatever reason.
There were chances with a lot of people. They had the chance to put it on Kofi. They had the chance to put it on Regal before he messed up. Sure. They had the chance to put it on R-Truth.
I wish I was in the alternate reality where Kofi Kingston won the WWE Championship.
Yeah, me too. That should have happened, but it's not going to happen now. Which
I don't think it's
Kofi's push derailed was because he botched a Randy spot, no?
Something like that. He botched a finish. He didn't stay down for a punch or something.
Stupid. Yeah. But even after that, they've kind of been hinting at the idea of Kofi getting the title at some point. The problem with the problem now is that there's this crazy hierarchy in WWE, and I know Jinder kind of smashed it a little bit, but like when you look at say the Universal Championship, like look at the dudes that are competing for that. You have Brock Lesnar as the champ, and then the main people competing with him for it are Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, and Samoa Joe. Can you see Kofi Kingston in that mix? Because I sure as hell can't.
Okay,
like, and I know he's on SmackDown, but like realistically, like I can't see other people if they don't have like the same sort of proportions. It's just silly.
Let me throw out my counterpoint. So you take Kofi Kingston. Let's say in I don't know what some objective amount after WrestleMania 34. Let's say the main event scene is AJ Styles, Nakamura. Let's say Cena for shits and giggles. Let's say Randy.
It probably will be Cena. He'll be there
somehow. Well, let's just say that's what they're going with for that. It probably isn't
Corbin.
Because I think Cena will be on Raw, but it's just the example. Corbin as well, sure.
Yeah.
Kofi still doesn't look for people at the moment. But if you took New Day and you get them all cutting serious promos and doing serious work towards getting Kofi the title, that could get over. And that could get over in a big, big, big way.
But the problem is, like you said, New Day. Big E's the believable one to compete for a world title, not Kofi.
They could, let's say everyone gets behind Kofi, they get the title, Kofi's champion, then Big E's like, wait a minute, I'm not the champion. And then you get a feud going.
But then what does Xavier do?
Xavier fucks right off, I don't know. He's proven to be alright at that.
Yeah, he's pretty good at fucking off.
Oh goodness!
Like he fucked off. He fucked off after he lost to the Wyatt family.
Oh, that's what we know.
No, come on. I was talking about fucking NXT where he like fucked off after he got bodied by the Wyatts.
Oh, that totally wasn't what I was talking about. I thought we were on the same page. Okay.
No, we were not.
He also fucked off Paige too.
I know what you're alluding to, but
no. All
right, let's get to another question.
Bhris. Okay. Oh god, this goes down. KIPKLUIF asks. I'm not even trying to say the motherfucker's name. What makes a babyface, in your opinion?
What makes a what?
A babyface.
You got to be a good guy. That's pretty simple. Like values, you try not to like cheat in your matches. You try to get a positive reaction out of the crowd, like as often as you can.
I feel like you went very literal. I feel like what makes it.
Yeah, I mean that's
Goku. That's your baby face.
Like who makes a good baby face?
No. Here's like what makes one.
What
Goku.
Quality of like being a performer makes someone a good baby face?
You see Goku
than just like doing things to be a baby face.
You have to be a really good ass kisser.
Yeah, you have to pander to the crowd so much.
Yeah, that's true.
Like there's a lot of like you have to pander really, really hard, but you also have to not be like cringy with it, because if you get a little too cringy with it, then people don't really buy it and they kind of see it as fake. Like you have to come off like you're an honest, hardworking person.
Yeah.
You do need like some level of charisma. Like you can just be this like, oh, I'm a good guy. I'm happy to be here. Not necessarily buy it if it doesn't come off as genuine. Like if you just put on a big smile and wrestle like a good guy, then doesn't mean much. But when you look at who am I trying to think here? Like Rollins doesn't come off as a genuine babyface. Not just because of his prior heel work, but because it just seems like he's pretending to be a good guy. Like, yeah, I know it's all acting and stuff, but like it just doesn't with it. It just feels like he's being a good guy because he can. I don't know.
I see what you're saying.
Off as like a genuine, like good guy. Like even AJ, like AJ's face right now, it it feels off because AJ is like naturally like an ultra confident, like kind of cocky guy. So like his face stuff doesn't really work for me now either. I guess Bhris is a good example, even though he has been heel quite often. He comes off as genuine. Like when he goes out there and he's just, trying to work hard and, kick some ass to get wins. Like he feels very genuine to me.
Johnny Gargano. Perfect example.
Yes.
I think that I'm putting this out there now, and I'll be right in like 5 years. Johnny Gargano is the next Daniel Bryan.
I see it.
I felt he was already like that when he was on the Indies. Using matches all over the place. And even though he was, like Bhris, he can be a pretty good heel actually. Because, his voice is like really whiny and it can become fucking irritating as hell to listen to. Not like when he's doing like face stuff because he's just adorable then, but like when he's being like aggressive and stuff like that, he can come off as the whiniest little bitch. And
I've seen some Ronin promos with him and Chuck Taylor. He comes off like an absolute douche. It is brilliant.
There's somebody else, even though he has been a douche. There's someone that comes off as a genuine babyface. Chuck E. T.
Chuck Taylor. Chuck Taylor is the best wrestler in the world. He's way better than Tyler Black.
He's so good.
He's pretty great.
He's really good, and he's just really awesome. I don't know how to he's just awesome. Like if you don't know who Chuck Taylor is, he wrestles on the Independents.
Don't say the thing you're about to say because that hasn't aired yet.
He recently did some really cool stuff. I wasn't going to spoil it anyway. But
the Ring of Honor thing is okay, but not the other thing.
I don't remember what he did in Ring of Honor other than showing up.
He showed up with Trent and Rocky Romero.
Yes, I do. Well, I remember that, but I just couldn't remember if he had won a title or anything. I don't think he won a title in ROH. Holy shit. What, I'm not allowed to talk about Ring of Honor now?
Wait, what? Who said that?
Yeah, what?
I heard...
It's my vape.
I was like, why am I not allowed to talk about Ring of Honor? What? What are you, WWE pre-2014? Shut up.
We're the fucking... We're I don't know. I was trying to make a joke. I lost it.
Fuck the revival.
Damn, okay. First, what time are we at?
What?
What time are we at?
1:37.
1:37.
Yeah.
Let's get a couple. Let's get one more at least.
Yeah, let's get a really good one.
This is actually a pretty good one. I could incite something interesting. DG9 asks, now that we are halfway through the year, what are your guys' matches of the year, and who is your wrestler of the year?
Ooh, okay. This is an interesting one.
Let's start with you.
Okay, so I think my match of the year is still Omega versus Okada at Wrestle Kingdom. Watching that, I just felt like it was just... I don't feel like anything has topped it yet. I know Meltzer thinks that their Dominion match topped it, but I don't. I still think that their original match together was the best that they've had so far. From either of them this year, I don't think anyone's topped it. And for Wrestler of the Year, I'm kind of torn. Part of me, I'm kind of three-way torn. Part of me wants to say Kenny Omega. Part of me wants to say Okada, and part of me wants to say Styles. I still feel like Styles is doing the goddamn best he can with what he's being given. He's not having giving up over Okada level matches, other than the one Rumble match against Cena, which is pretty damn good. But what he has to work with in WWE, he's just been fucking spectacular. He still does everything so well, and it's just amazing to watch him. Even in matches where stuff as well, he still manages to get the best out of them. The only match this year that he's had where I was just kind of really, was I think against
Jericho.
You have a match with... You wrestled Jericho this year?
That wasn't this year.
Last year.
Oh.
Last year's this year.
Oh, you're talking about this year.
I'm talking about this year. Well, yeah, I guess that match with Jericho I didn't really like. I can't think of a match he had this year where I was just that was a shitty match. If you wrestle Jinder, I may have said that against Jinder.
Yeah, you did.
I feel like you just said that because you're mad at Jinder, though. Like, the match was fine. It was inoffensive.
The only match that Jinder had this year that I really liked was the rematch with Orton. And even then, I actually liked that match. It's just the finish was lame because they'd done it already. But with
Orton matches are honestly like weirdly good.
They're not awful. They're just weird. Like he had a cute match with Gable. Like fuck. Like not that Gable's bad, but like I wasn't expecting the match to be as good as it was. And fuck, I don't know. I guess maybe the tag match that they just had on SmackDown, I didn't like that very much.
Yeah, that match was kind of
The match is kind of but like other than that, pretty much every match that he's had, like I've just been like, God damn it, AJ, why are you so fucking good at your job?
I just hope they actually do the AJ Open Challenge and don't keep teasing it.
I feel like they won't, but like, especially now that they've confirmed AJ versus Owens for Battleground, they probably won't do that anymore.
I mean, Cena still did it if they were feuds, didn't he? Yeah, because there was that one time that him and Kevin were feuding, and Kevin interrupted the Cesaro match.
Yeah, and I feel like the same shit will happen if they do it now. Like AJ will come out, and then Kevin will just. Yeah, it'll get more heat on.
It'll get heat, and plus, once the Kevin Owens feud is done, then he can just have pure matches.
Yeah. Unless Kevin just keeps interfering, even though he shouldn't be in the U.S. title scene.
Eventually, the motherfucker will stop. He'll give up one day.
Yeah, he'll slow down. Unless he goes for the headlock.
I guess I should do that as well. My match of the year, I'm torn. Because I don't think that I enjoyed Omega Okada either one more than I've enjoyed these two matches, so those aren't on my list. I would say either the Brits at TakeOver or AJ versus Cena. But I don't know which one I'd put ahead of the other. Because they're both extremely good.
I don't know where I put that match. I think that match is it's definitely my top 5. I don't know where I put it overall, though.
Which one, the Brits or AJ Cena?
The Brits match. AJ Cena is not my top 5. I don't even think it's in my top 10, really. I didn't like the match as much as everyone else. I thought it was like really good. Like it was a great match, but to me, I wasn't really sold on it being like a match of the year thing. It was still really... Yeah, I just thought it was like a great match and nothing more.
Yeah, Coates on drugs. I'm sorry, people. Coates high as hell.
I just thought that it was like the worst match of their series.
The Royal Rumble match was the worst match of... Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Colt is high on opium. I don't know what has made slip in him.
Like, it was still... No, it's not that I didn't like the match. I loved the match. I thought it was great. I just didn't think it was as good as their other ones.
I hear you, and I understand that you have a right to an opinion. I think you're dead wrong.
Your opinion is shit. I understand you have a right to an opinion, but your opinion is shit.
What they had done, like, I don't know. Their SummerSlam match was the fucking tits. Like,
it was a very good match. It was a different match. I would pay a lot of money if you could find one person that agrees with you on the subject quote.
I think I found somebody before, but I
want you to make an effort this week to try and find someone.
Watch somebody sucking for the voice to agree with him.
Dude, I'm RO the Pro Wrestling Room. I can always find someone to shit on a WWE match for me. I'm
RO of the Pro Wrestling Room. I can tell them they'll get banned if they do that. They agree with you.
And I'll just ban them without warning.
Exactly.
That's fucking awful, man.
God. Wrestler of the Year. It's got to be Okada, really. He just had. I guess he has in other people's defense, Okada has much better booking, and like he gets more opportunities to be the main event guy. I don't know if that's a fair defense though. So I'm gonna stick with Okada because I don't think he's had a match worse than like. I don't think he's had a match that I would call less than good to great.
Yeah, I mean, you see what he got out of Cody. Like, goddamn.
Shit, he got a great match like Cody. He got a washable piece of shit out of fucking Fall A.
Yeah.
The dude cannot be stopped now.
It's crazy. He gets good matches out of like everybody.
Sure. Christopher, what about you?
I'm giving it to the Brits.
Giving it to the Brits?
Giving it to the Brits, man.
I can't blame you, dude. It was so just absurd.
Those Brits, they know what they're doing over there. I don't know. I don't know what's in the tea. They're doing something right. I want Tyler Bates to hold that title for a very long time. I want that Neville. I want that Neville reign out of him.
Did you say Tyler? Well, I hope
not
you
Tyler
don't
Bates.
Want that,
I'm not sure. I'm
Pete
not
Dunne.
sure what you're saying
Pete
anymore.
Dunne. Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne.
He's saying he wants Pete Dunne to have a
Neville reign. There you
go. No, I don't think he needs to have a Neville reign.
I mean, it doesn't really matter. They're not on TV right now anyway, so they can have whatever reign they want.
He's defending the title in a Fatal 4-Way soon. I don't know at what event.
What?
He's defending
the an ICW event. Yeah, that's great. That doesn't help us.
True. I'm gonna still watch it.
Hilarious. The fact that BT Gunn is getting a fucking WWE title match. I think that's hilarious.
I'm honestly surprised WWE hasn't gone after him more. He has the look they look for.
Yeah, I think he's good. I like him.
Wait, okay, better yet, I'm surprised that they went after Wolfgang, but they didn't go after BT Gunn.
Yeah, that was.
There is not a single marketable trait about Wolfgang, to be perfectly honest.
True.
Other than they wrestle good. I mean, like in terms of look, you can't market that face. You can't market the name. No. You can't market the voice.
It's okay. Like, he's not a bad wrestler. He's just not marketable. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
He just does not have anything that can make a company like WWE money.
He looks like the exact thing that wouldn't make them money.
Exactly.
Like, he looks more like somebody that would be on the couch watching rather than being in the ring. So
very hard. Like,
I mean, I say the same shit about James Storm. So I mean,
yeah.
And Storm's good. So
Wolfgang's pretty good. Like his matches.
Yeah. Wolfgang is good. It's like, I think it's pretty good that Storm decided to stay in GFW, then go to then stay in like NXT or anything, because like I would not have bought him in that company very long.
And yeah, he would have been a very weird fit for WWE. I feel
I think he would have been good as like a coach.
Yeah, but he would have never had a run. Is what I'm saying.
I think I would have been fine if Storm had stayed in the company in that position, though.
Oh
well, he's doing good stuff in GFW, so it's fine.
What is he? Is he even in GFW anymore? I haven't heard of it.
Yeah, he had a strap match against EC3 at Summerversary.
That's right.
Finish was kind of weird though. He had just like passed out after, like a little while after. It was like a delayed thing. It was kind of weird, but it was cool. I liked it.
Cool. Bhris, what about your wrestler of the year?
I'm torn between Keith Lee, surprisingly, and Okada.
Whoa. What?
Keith Lee.
I mean, Keith Lee's like my rookie pick, but
is he a rookie?
I don't think he's been around that long.
I mean, he's very good. I don't know if I'd put him wrestler of the year though.
I mean, yeah. I mean, for what he's done so far, yeah.
Yes, yeah, I can see the argument. Like, what specific body of work is making you say that?
He's been going for a while. He's just like kind of hidden for a while.
I mean, matches with Ricochet, who I despise.
Well, what? How do you hate Ricochet?
Lio Rush, whatever you fucking want to call him.
Lio Rush, yeah.
Lio?
Leo's good.
Yeah, they had a good match. Yeah, and listen, I don't pay attention to the indies that much, and for somebody like Keith Lee to grab me like that takes a lot of effort. Yeah, man.
Okay.
He's a big boy too.
You already know I'm Vince McMahon. I like big sweaty men.
Well, he's a different kind of big boy than a WWE big boy.
Yeah.
He's not like in prime shape. Well, he's not in bad shape, I guess. He's just kind of. He's so big that it makes him look fat.
So Big E.
Kind of. But Big E is like. Big E's a genetic freak, though, so he makes it work a little bit better. Although he also wrestles as singlet, so that kind of benefits him.
Yeah.
I feel like Keith Lee could potentially look as good, if not better, in a singlet. I mean, if we're taking, like, indie guy, I'll take Jeff Cobb as my wrestler of the year, but I don't know. Okay. Throw some little fucking dudes
I wouldn't say Cobb.
I love when people throw people very far. Very simple things entertaining.
Yeah, it's fun.
And Jeff Cobb is debatably the best in the world at throwing people extremely far distance.
Yeah, oddly enough, I'll give you that.
He is a freak of nature. I have never wanted to see someone deadlift someone the size of like Brian Cage or Keith Lee, but yet he comes and he fucking does it with seemingly little effort.
It's very impressive.
I'm excited for him to make Bowl a final so he can German suplex two large people at the same time.
No idea how they're going to book that tournament.
Bola does look very weird this year. It looks good because it's Bola, but it looks very weird.
Yeah, it's not very easy to pick out, like...
A lot of British people, which is interesting.
I don't get why they're doing that. Like, I'm fine with bringing in British talent, but bring in, like... They are, obviously, but then they're bringing in, like, some other dudes, and you're like, well, what is this dude doing here?
There's a couple weird ones. Like, somebody has to lose round one.
What's Flash doing in Bola? Like, he's not that great. Hell,
Just fine.
Yeah, he's fine. I wouldn't have him in unless you wanted a fucking round one.
Well, someone's got to lose. That's why they got, like, Jonah Hill or whatever the guy's name was.
Jonah Rock. He's MDK.
I'll take your word for it, but shit.
Yeah. I don't even remember who else. I've got the full list here. Okay, so Flamita was the first one announced. That's fine. He's really good. He'll be fun. Keith Lee's going to be great. Walter. Oh my God, Walter. Walter's so fucking good. Keith Lee versus Walter.
I've never actually seen Walter, for being real.
You'll go find some of his stuff. He's really fucking good. He's like easily the best big man from Europe. He's so good. Then there's Travis Banks, who's been like on the rise lately. He'll be really fun. Ray Phoenix is fine. He'll have some fun stuff. Desmond Xavier, who I completely forgot was in this. He's gonna have a good time too. Donovan Dijak, another really good guy. Jeff Cobb, Trevor Lee and his Millions, Bola. Morgan Webster, who I still don't understand why he's in this. Zack Sabre Jr., Sammy Guevara, Mark Haskins, Jonah Rock, Ryan Cage, who, oh God, in him still. Ray Horace, it's Dragon Azteca Jr., Marty Skrull, Michael Elgin, TK Cooper, Sammy Callahan, Matt Riddle, Ricochet, and Penta. So that's pretty solid overall.
That's solid.
Like I can see TK Cooper losing round one. I can see probably like Ray Horace losing round one. Jonah Rock, Amy,
Flash.
Jeff Cobb lost first round last year. I don't know if he will again. Depends on who he's up against.
There's no way he loses. I'm taking Jeff Cobb to finals, personally.
I'd say it.
He's been getting an absurd push.
Yeah, he has.
Like, his last loss was, I guess, last Bola. I feel like a legitimate finals for Bola is Riddle, Cobb, and maybe I don't know who my third would be. Someone flippy. Maybe fucking Desmond Xavier or something. I don't know.
I don't think he's going to do that well in his first time out.
Or Trevor Lee, I guess, would work.
I kind of want to see Trevor just. I would like to see Trevor win it just because of like how well they've been treating him the past few years. I feel like they're definitely priming him to be a future PWG champion.
I mean, he's like 20, isn't he, or some shit?
No, he's a bit older than that. I think he's 24? 23? 23.
That's very young in the grand scheme of things. Like he has a very, very bright fucking future.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell like immediately, like he farewell match, like Jesus, that was crazy.
True. Didn't he wrestle like an hour Iron Man match in like some Midwestern indie?
I don't remember if it was an Iron Man match. I think it was just an extremely long match. Yeah.
Yeah.
And IWAMS.
Maybe it's like 2 hours actually. Let me check.
It was a really long match. Beverly versus.
Let's see. I got Marty Scurll winning again.
Roy, I think it was his match with Roy Wilkins.
That sounds right. 105 minutes
Marty,
versus Roy Wilkins.
You think Scurll's gonna win twice in a row?
Yes.
You're wrong. Well, no, you're probably. I don't know. It's possible. I don't know if they'd want to do that though, because they just finished the whole fucking Chuck Taylor. Oh, yep, stop.
Jesus Christ, what's wrong with this?
They've been doing this Chuck Taylor angle for a while. That's no secret.
They've been doing this Chuck Taylor angle for a while. I feel like they don't want to carry that over past Bola. I feel like I get a feeling it will run soon.
Yeah, I don't know how long they're gonna keep his run going.
Oh boy, that was
cool off at
I got it.
I don't know.
Or maybe Elgin. One of those two.
Elgin could do it. I don't know if they want to invest in Elgin though, because he's the kind of guy that could go to a major company like at the drop of a hat.
He's got his own promotion going now, so I don't know.
So does Gallows though. Like, I don't think WWE really cares about that as long as it doesn't like interfere with their business.
I don't know. There's a good batch of potential winners here.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter because we're not going to be able to see the tapes until next year because of how slow they've been.
Why don't they just stream or something?
They can't afford to do that.
And Super Dragon's shit. They can absolutely afford it. Are you kidding me? You know how much money they make off shitty DVDs?
I don't know how much
money. Imagine how much money they make off of a 2017 service. It's 2017 and Super Dragon's sending out fucking DVDs.
I feel like it would be really cool if they did some internet stuff. Like fuck. Like if they're not going to do that, like if they're not going to stream stuff, like at least have the shows available digitally so then they can get them out faster.
Or something. Find a middle ground if you're afraid of piracy or something.
I mean, the shit gets pirated anyway because they have like a few guys that will like buy the fucking DVDs and then they just distribute them to everybody else. Like, also, I love PWG. I think this stuff is great, but like people are starting to turn a bit sour on it because you wait all this time and is there like. And they've also had some not so great shows this year.
I want to go to a show for them at some point, but I also live in Tennessee and it's in California, so it's a bit of an obstacle. I will overcome it one day though, and I will go to the show.
Like I get like not every indie can do the whole pay-per-view thing, like that's fair. But like PWG is more of this like it's more of like a super show now, definitely is more of a super show now because they don't have homegrown talent. Like, that's not really a thing that they have now.
We're never gonna have like the PWG power plant or something.
Yeah, like, a while either. Like, I remember when it first started, yeah, there was a lot of like local talent and stuff, but you don't see that anymore because it's developed such a. And it's just all about bringing in people, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. But if you're gonna make it a super show like that, you should probably treat it better.
Yeah, I can see that idea.
Like, damn, I just want to watch this shit live like the other guys do. It'd be so hype.
Bhris, how do you feel about this? You're being awful quiet.
I don't
You
watch
probably just-
that much PWG to, throw my opinion in there.
But I bet you would if it wasn't just DVDs.
What's that company that has so much shit with DVDs?
Low Slam or High Spots? What?
I think it was Shimmer, something like that. I don't fucking remember.
What?
Emmer is a female.
No, so it's not Shimmer. I don't know. Wasn't it? It was a fucking promotion that they stopped making DVDs like in 2014, and they're still making them for whatever reason.
I have no memory of that.
I don't.
No idea what you're talking
I
about.
don't remember. Anyways, I don't watch enough PWG to give my opinion.
Yeah. Anyways, I think it's probably a good time to wrap it up. We've been going for a couple of hours now.
2 hours.
Okay, so with that in mind, I'm Claude. I apologize for the crappy mic quality that I had for a good 75% of the show.
It sucks so much.
You guys were talking about for a while. I was like, this is fine. Okay. Anyways, yeah, this is Quote signing out. Fuck the revival.
Fuck the Young Bucks.
Oh,
Oh, wow.